Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's yet another beautiful day here in Georgia. It's not sunny today. In fact, it's actually snowing. It's the first snowy day of this winter. Isn't it amazing? I absolutely love it. However, we did need to wait for 12 whole minutes for taxi today, but it's a good price to pay for this beautiful opportunity to enjoy some snow. Anyway, let's move on. Today, we're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about investing in Georgia. Now, I told you before that me, myself, I'm living here for about half a year now, and I'm really considering buying some real estate. So I'm making my research into this market. I'd like to share my findings with you so we can together decide if it's worth investing into. The big news. Emaar Properties. That's a huge company out of Dubai. The company which built Burj Khalifa, they built Dubai Mall and many other insane, gorgeous projects in United Arab Emirates. So they bring in $6 billion into Georgian economy. They have signed already the memorandum, so-called intent to invest it. And there's going to be two huge projects. To my best. It's going to be, I'll put it here. Try to pronounce yourself. If you can do it better, just give me a transcription in the comments, all right? Ksanisi Park, that's in Tbilisi. Tbilisi is the capital, I will remind you, it's about 6 hours away from Batumi. I live in Batumi, so for me it's more interesting about Gonio Marina, which is basically 10 minutes walking into that direction. So you have the water line. I'm here, and there's airport situated right next to this water line, and you just need to go to the left side of the airport. It's right there. It's a great location, let me tell you. So 6 billion, is it a lot of money? Well, it's kind of a lot of money in a way that it took them only 1.5 to build Burj Khalifa. So you can only imagine what they can do with 6 in Georgia, a country which is in some ways also quite cheaper to do business with than Emirates, than Dubai. Anyway, we are going to see what's happening. My main concern is that they bring this huge, beautiful investment. But who are the people that are going to pay the prices? Because Emaar properties are going to be way more expensive per square meter than anything else here. It's by far the biggest investment, and they are not known for cheap economy accommodation, so to speak. So that's my main concern. Who's going to pay? Is that the typical tourist, same tourist that comes to Dubai and spends well? But here, you don't really have the same climate. So for the most part of the year, it's not really hot and sunny. It's a more of a normal European climate. So the season here is about 2, maybe 3.5 months at its most, starting with maybe June, but many people say it's rainy. So let's say July, August, September. So 3 full months. It's a high season here. People are coming, but again, they're coming to do what? They're not coming here like in Turkey to swim and to fly hot air balloons. Here, it's more about hiking. It's more about culture, specifically Georgian culture, Georgian cuisine. It's like Italy. So it's not going to give you this 5-star. In fact, for today, at this point, there's not a single 5-star all-inclusive hotel in Georgia. And you have a whole bunch of them in Turkey. And you have a huge choice of them, right? So they're going to build it, but I'm curious, is the climate going to support it? Another question, as I told you before, culture is a huge part why people come here. But if you build a whole bunch of beautiful skyscrapers in Georgia, you are going to change the way the country is perceived. Is there going to be much left of this beautiful culture to enjoy? Another point which is also interesting to me is the prices. A lot of people come to Georgia knowing that it's not an expensive destination, such as myself as well. We're staying here over winter because we know that it's a beautiful place, amazing culture, amazing food, and affordable prices. That's a big one to consider. Am I ready to pay big bucks for Georgia? Well, a lot of people are very confident that a lot of people will be coming here and spending money, but I'm thinking, who are these people? Because if you come to Germany, if you come to Italy, if you come to London, well, there are businesses there where people earn big money so they can spend big money. Georgia is obviously focused for long-term residents as well, such as digital nomads, such as myself. Well, I'm not so digital, and not so much of a nomad, but I guess I will put myself in this category. A lot of people come here for the prices, so you can't really work here to earn this money. You can bring your business here, You can work online, you can build a local business. Now, number one business here is to build a coffee shop or a barber shop or, in our case, veterinary clinic. Basically, all the businesses we're touching here, they're built by expats, and this is amazing. Are they making huge money? Well, keep in mind, prices here are reflective of this place. It's not an expensive place, so prices are also of certain affordable level. Well, anyway, so those are my thoughts about this investment, but let me just tell you a bit more about what are they going to do. Kırsanisi Park, I hope I'm doing it close enough, in Tbilisi. That's going to be a luxury residential and commercial district. Actually, they tell me, people who are involved in that it's going to be slightly outside of Tbilisi, so not exactly in the city itself. So this is interesting. Something tells me that's going to be also focused on more of a expat population of the country than tourists per se. And next one, Gonyo Marine in Batumi. That's going to be a high-end waterfront project that will include hotels, apartments, entertainment, casinos. I would imagine there's a number of them here in Batumi. So this is interesting. Let's go and talk about the pros of this investment, okay? Massive economic growth. Well, as I told you before, this is by far the biggest investment this country has ever seen in its, let's say, independent part of its existence. Now, number two, thousands of new jobs. Obviously, if you are not thinking of investing money here, or if you're not really concerned with these big questions, but if you're just looking for a job, or maybe you want to build a career in the entertainment tourist industry, well, I think this could be a golden opportunity, because obviously a lot of jobs will arise with these beautiful hotels and casinos and whatnot. The competition among local population is not going to be very fierce. A lot of young people from Georgia, they love moving to Europe, and not a lot of people speak English here very well. So if you're speaking English and you want to work in the industry, I'm sure that's a solid choice to make, to come and work in Georgia. And if you sign a contract with this company now, you can probably also secure some solid compensation. Anyway, moving on. So more tourists, more business. Now that's, I told you earlier, my main concern. Are they really going to bring more tourists? And what about yourself? Are you thinking about coming to Georgia? Is it something on your mind? Would you prefer to come to Georgia over Turkey or over some other European locations such as Italy perhaps? And what if they were about the same cost for you? Would you think about it? For me, Georgia is worth quite a lot, but is it more expensive than Italy? Probably not yet. But anyway, moving on. So bad infrastructure, of course, they're going to build more. Well, even in the last 2 years, they have built highways connecting Batumi and Tbilisi. They built overpasses in the mountains. This country has evolved so much, so I have tremendous respect to Georgian people that they put all this money flood into the country to good use. What about the history and the culture part of it? Now, obviously, better infrastructure also means less uniqueness and less identity for the country. Or maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. Japan is extremely authentic, yet super developed. Maybe that could be also the identity for Georgia. I don't know. Moving on. So a few negatives I want to mention, okay? Real estate prices will probably skyrocket. Well, imagine a huge developer comes into the country. They will probably be building at much higher rate of pricing per square meter. That means even basic neighborhoods here will also raise prices accordingly. And for us people who just came here to live seasonally, digitally, as I told you before, digital nomads, this is something to think about. The prices might go up. It's great for locals, great for investors, but is it great for you, common folk like you and me? Moving on, identity, I talked about it earlier, it might lose it, it might not, we'll see about that. Environmental impact, this one is important to me personally because in countries like Georgia, they are working very hard in this direction. They could do more as well. Tremendous amount of dogs outside. Here in Batumi, they are really well treated, but you can find them also along the highways in the country. You can also find certain damages to environments, to forests and whatnot. I hope they will pay attention to environment. Any huge construction like this involves certain damage. And again, they're going to be building right next to water. So is Georgia becoming too open to foreign influence? Well, this one I'm not too concerned about. I think it's a good thing that the international businesses will have a certain say in what the country does, because if they don't, then it's not great for investors. It's good to have certain international openness into business. We are at the very beginning of this construction. They are just closing off the area. But if you want to invest in the country, right now is the absolute best best opportunities to do so. We're still in the lower season. They are still not sure what's going to be in the future, and the prices are just at their beginning. So if you feel confident about the country, then now is the time to make a move. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, guys and girls. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Perhaps I'm missing something. Maybe I'm wrong about something. Let me know. I'd like to learn with you. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.